Hey Aries, welcome to your Souls in Separation reading. This is predominantly focused on twin flames, but I don't want to necessarily label things to exclude people. So basically, I'm just going to let you know it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Some of it might be for you, some of it might be for someone else. It's not going to resonate with all Aries out there. And the energy is interchangeable. So even though maybe you're an Aries, the energy coming through might be that of the other person. And you could also be watching because the other person is an Aries. So I just want to start off. I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael of the East. Bless this reading with emerald green fire. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael of the South. Bless this reading with electric blue fire. Archangel of the West, Gabriel. Bless this reading with diamond white fire. And Archangel of the North, Uriel. Bless this reading with ruby red fire. Just kind of sets up a protection and helps me connect more to who I need to connect to, whoever wants to come through here. You can follow me on Instagram at Candy Wishman. And if you would like to be notified when videos are posted, please hit the subscribe button with the bell. It's what activates the notification for you. Otherwise, you just subscribe, but you don't actually know when my videos are posted. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching. It means a lot to know that I'm able to help some people. And I will be doing extended versions again, and the information on how to get to the extended version is in the description box below. It is going to be through a membership process eventually, but for now I'm still doing them at $15. And we'll talk more at the end what you get with the extended. All right, let's take a look at the overall energy between the two of you, or even the overall energy of the situation first. And then we'll do the energy between the two of you. Okay. So the overall energy of the situation, I'm just going to pop these down so I can set this up, is the deceit card. Okay. So we're going to have to get a little bit more information on that, because I feel like the deceit card is deceiving. I feel like either you feel you're being deceived, perhaps your ego is making you believe you're deceived. You might be struggling with believing that this connection is what it is. Okay. Let's pull a current energy between the two of you. Yeah. So we have the yin and yang. Okay, so we have balance here. We have a balancing out. What I'm getting from this is you might actually be feeling, because I truly don't, I feel like whoever this is for, whatever collective or group this is for, you're beyond, I don't know, it's sort of like you're not beyond the hurt. I feel like you're really getting over the hurt if you were hurt by them or deceived by them in some way. I feel like what might be coming through is people in this other person's life, and I do tend to channel for the divine masculine energy, so the readings are usually for divine feminines, but again, the energy is interchangeable, so take what resonates. But I feel like you could be feeling the energy of this other person, of perhaps your divine masculine experiencing deception in their lives as the karmic cycles come to an end. Because I'm seeing a balance, right? I'm seeing when they're low in something, or when things get overwhelming for you, it almost overflows into your energy so that you can take it on and balance the two of you out. But it is balancing you in some way. So we'll get more into what that looks like, but I feel like you really are feeling a lot of what they're going through. But for some of you, you're actually feeling like they're your feelings instead of the other person's feelings, okay? All right, so let's take a look at maybe a recent event that has provided healing and awareness for the connection, for you, for them. Oh, that was fast. Yeah. So we have financial restraints here, or constraints. Okay. And every time I see this card, and it's interesting because I'll be very interested to see if the door to value shows up, because the door to value is 31 and this is 13. I feel like you've really worked hard on your financial situation. And by that, I mean you've really worked hard on your value and what you have to offer. We're going to get some clarification on that and how it's really provided healing and awareness for the for the connection. Let's get some clarification on those financial constraints. So we have the Magician here, and I love the Magician card because it's all about manifesting your reality. It's all about creating your reality. And I feel like what's really important about that is that it's really, we manifest all the time, okay? Sorry, I'm just going to turn my camera a bit so you don't see me as much. You want to pay attention more to the cards than you do to me. I feel like, I think people think, I'm getting the energy, I should say. I shouldn't assume. I'm getting the energy that people think that we manifest only when we're in alignment. But that's not true. We manifest all the time. It's just that when we're in alignment, we actually manifest the things we think we want. What our soul really wants. But we're manifesting all the time. So when we don't value ourselves, okay, so you weren't valuing yourself, Aries, and I feel like you were manifesting situations that repeatedly showed up for you in that respect. And I feel like your other person was doing the same thing, but you've both healed that part of yourself and you've worked really hard on it. We have a 1 and a 3, which is a karmic number, okay? But it also leads to a 4, which is the number of the worker, of perseverance, of being able to do the work to, persevere, or I keep wanting to say perseverance. That's obviously what needs to come through. The next 2 cards that came out were both mental cards. They're both swords. We have the Page of Swords and we have the Ace of Swords. The Page of Swords, this is a twofold message, okay? So for the 2 of you, you were often comparing yourself to other people and devaluing yourself based on that, okay? That was a big, like, how people think about you, how people see you. Do you belong? Do you compare? And I'm saying this because the Page of Swords can be a very, it can be a spying card, like spying on someone else. So I see you seeing someone else or watching somebody else and comparing yourself to them. But it can also be about being honest and insightful with yourself. And I feel like there was a huge awareness around the connection between your value and your financial abundance. I feel like this part of you, this awareness piece, this healing that happened, and this is for the both of you. You are mirroring, right? You are mirroring, and I feel like for the other person, the masculine energy that I'm picking up on, I feel like it was less about their financial well-being and more about not feeling valued in the relationships they have. But here we have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is all about new concepts, new beginnings. But sometimes we need to go deep to get those things. And in the imagery of this card, I picture this being a ship at the bottom of the ocean. And sometimes the truth of who we are and the truth of our value, the truth of our soul is very deep, and we have to dive deep to get it. But I feel like whatever has happened has really brought a lot of this up to the surface so that you can actually start manifesting your reality the way that you want it to be and what's really, best for your greatest and highest good. But it has had an amazing effect on your connection because you both see the value in yourselves, okay? You both see who you are. And in knowing that, it shifts the perception of this connection for you. There's no expectation of that other person to create value for you because you've done that for yourself. So I think that's really awesome. That's a great place to be. So where are you at in this connection, Aries? Where are you at in this journey? Where are you at with it? How do you feel about it? What is it looking like to you? You know, what step are you in the journey, if you will? Yep. This card always comes out, but it was 10-10. Yeah. So we have patience here, okay? Yeah, you're really having to hone in your patience at this moment. I get the energy that certain things will bubble up. Did that flip right around? Wow. Let's get clarification on this patience, but I feel like every once in a while you get panicky, a little bit panicky about stuff. And yeah, we're gonna leave it at this. So you get a little bit panicky because you're waiting for your ship to come in, basically. But you know that there are certain things that have to happen before the right ship can come in. And you don't want to be waiting on the wrong port, right? You don't want to be waiting on the wrong dock. So we have the Seven of Wands here, and we have a defensive energy. I feel like some of you are feeling like you need to defend yourself, for one. Defend your actions. And I feel like this is the divine masculine's energy coming through. Yeah. Okay, so their higher selves are coming through right now and just saying, I know my human self is doing X, Y, and Z. But there needs to be an understanding that these things have to happen the way that they happen in order to be where we need to be, in order to step into this new beginning in love, because we have a new beginning in love. But I feel like your patience, Aries, is being tested. And the divine masculine's energy is coming through saying, I know it's frustrating. I know you feel angry at times, or left out at times, or left behind at times. But it has to be this way. And it looks like I don't care, but I do. Okay. It's just that I am being guided to do things in a certain way. My ego has to come out in order for me to handle it, for whoever that needs to be. So I feel like you don't need, like, and again, as the divine feminine energy, you might feel defensive about this connection because you have no tangible proof. But it is a new beginning in love because it's creating new love within yourself, and it's creating new love within the connection for the two of you. It's creating a whole new world based on seeing things through the eyes of love. And it is timing. There's a timepiece here. It is timing, and it's about digging deeper into the knowledge of your soul. We have the 16, which is also a karmic number, but it leads to a 7. It's about knowledge. It's about spiritual knowledge, digging into your own soul and your own spirituality to bide the time, if you will, because you're not really waiting. Everything has already come to fruition. You're just having to do what you need to do to get there, right? It's sort of like saying, you know that, let's say, I'm going to use Toronto because I'm Canadian, but let's say you live 8 hours from Toronto and you're driving there, okay? You can't fly there for whatever reason. You have to drive, and you know that you're going to get to Toronto because that's where your destination is. You know that you're going to get to Toronto, so you're going to drive to Toronto, and it's going to take you 8 hours, but you've got every step in the way. Okay, you've got places to stop along the way. You're going to see all these beautiful things. You're going to meet new people. And when you stop at places, maybe you'll find something to buy. Maybe you'll see something you didn't see before. But you have to drive to get there. But you're going to get there, so you might as well enjoy the journey. You might as well enjoy the drive. Okay, that's kind of what they're saying with this. This is where you're at in the connection, and you have a choice of how you're going to spend this time getting to your destination. And then once you get to Toronto, that's not the end of the journey, right? You're gonna experience all new kinds of things when you get there. So that's a whole other That's probably a whole other video for another time, but here we are. All right, so how are you helping them energetically, okay? Because we know you're connected soul-wise. We know you feel each other. How are you helping them energetically? I love this. You are helping them with their indecision, okay? It's almost like I can see energy pumping through. I can see energetically. See, I'm getting a call again. Jesus. I call them calls when they call in. I feel like I'm just going to have to, I think I'm going to have to release the Zodiac stuff, because this is speaking to a lot of people in the collective, whether they're Aries or not. I'm going to just continue to play it out and see how that goes. All right, so you're helping them with indecision. And what I'm actually seeing is it's almost like waves and waves of love through the heart chakra. It's almost like when they're feeling indecisive about something and their ego wants to take over and they want to do what they've always done and they want to, you know, save themselves the trouble of the pain and whatever it is. They don't realize they're constantly in pain sometimes, but it's almost like this wave of love comes through and recenters them so that they can make the decisions from a heart-based place. But it's a repeated thing. It's wave after wave after wave because their ego is strong, right? Their protective ego. They're waking up and they're sensing these feelings, but they're not all of them are able to actually make sense of those feelings. Get some clarification on that indecision. Oh, okay. Yep. So we have wand energy here. We have passion. We have empowerment. We have feeling alive, fueling the fire. Okay. So I feel like very strongly the energy that they get from you is very much helping them sit in the seat of their own power and allowing how they feel to help make those decisions, because they want to feel alive. They want to feel, they don't want to be exhausted. They don't want to do any of those things anymore. They're actually learning that, like, because a lot of us, we base our decisions a lot of what we don't want. And I feel like they're really figuring out what they do want and deciding to go for that instead of, you know, making a decision about what they don't want and continuously calling it in. Do you see how that works with, the magician energy? Okay. You're helping them empower themselves. You're helping them tap into their feelings and recognizing, even though they can articulate maybe even who the feelings are coming from, you're really helping them reconnect with their soul, which is giving them the independence and freedom that they need. And I feel like that's a very powerful role to play. And it's one that may come without credit. I'm being guided to let you guys know it's something that may come without credit. So you just have to sit in the seat of your own confidence and knowing that validation or acknowledgement isn't necessary. It's just enough. It's going to be enough to see them thrive and grow. Okay. And I know we don't see that right now because there's a lot of cloak and dagger happening, but that's really just to protect them from in the journey that they're on. All right. So how are they helping you energetically? I just keep hearing this needs to be for the collective, so. All right, we're just going to do the same thing we did with the Libra video the other day. Okay, the temple path. So they're guiding you spiritually and energetically in a different way. And I feel like for a lot of those of you that are watching, and I feel there is a strong divine feminine energy here, I feel like because there's no physical tangible proof, you've been needing to rely a lot on your connection to source, to your soul, to your higher self, to your angels, to your spirit guides. You're starting to recognize the comfort there. You're also starting to recognize that there's a certain feeling that comes with connecting to that person's higher self. And I feel like that connection, some of you might be meditating more because you know how it makes you feel. So very much how you're feeling, your emotions, your connection of love is helping them tap into their emotions and feelings. Their feelings and their love coming through for you is helping you tap into your soul and your soul's gifts that are taking down the temple path. So there's a very distinct balance here. It's the same connection and the same feeling, but it's having very different energetic effects on each of you. Okay, so let's get some clarification on the temple path. So when this card popped up, I know it's a treasure chest, but I heard treasure map. Okay, it's almost like they're leaving you breadcrumbs in the 5D, in the ethereal realm, in a soul level, to lead you to this new physical beginning, to your Ace of Pentacles, to your treasure. Yeah, we have the King of Pentacles here. So I feel like, again, we talked about the financial constraints. I feel like there is a lot of, they're helping you create your own abundance. They're helping you stand in the sea. Like the King of Pentacles is not only a mature energy, but he's also not afraid to do the work that he needs to create his own abundance. Like this, and it's interesting because this is an Aries Taurus energy, and I feel like it's giving you the confidence to connect with people, to communicate, to step into your own personal power. It is a 3, which is, as we know, networking and communication. And I also feel that it's helped release you from judgment. Okay, it also makes you face your judgment, because how can something feel so strong and so real and not be real, right? So I do feel like it's helping show you, the distortion in your perception of reality. It's helping you feel what's real versus seeing what is real. And there's that deception piece again, right? You're both being deceived by the protective ego because that's all your brain has ever known. But this connection is helping you thrive in ways that you didn't think were possible, because you're really stepping out of that space of impossible to I'm possible through your own heart chakra and feelings and this connection between the two of you. There's a lot going on in this reading, let me tell you. All right, so what is currently evolving? So we're going to move these up a little bit. What is currently evolving and healing in the connection right now between the two of you? It almost popped out, and I was like, is this the one? And they said no. So I had to leave it. All right. Okay, yeah. So we have the first chakra, Archangel Michael. We have the root chakra. It's clearing, it's balancing. We're actually, what I'm seeing is, when I look at energetic cords attached to people, when I see that, the ones from our past, from our ancestry, our DNA lineage, something like thick and hard and black. And I just see it softening and crumbling away to create this light path. Like they're turning into these light red beams versus versus the hard black cords that they were. So I feel like, and I feel like it has a lot to do with the interaction with family members. But it's healing right now. And once it's purified, is what I heard, purified with light, with source light, with white crystalline light, even the red beams will lighten to a softer white and then a bright white when it's cleared. But that's actually what's going on in the connection right now. Just really cutting away at those cords that were, it's almost like tar, it's almost like a low vibrational attachment, like it just attached itself to the cords, and that's kind of what's removing. But what's happening with that is that you'll start shifting when you connect, like when you relate to your family members, it'll be a different kind of feeling. You're shifting the energy between you and the other people that are blood related. This is a blood related healing. Okay, so for some of you that had family issues or that are having family issues, that is what the connection is currently healing, that not only between the two of you but also in your own lives. Like it's sort of like this, it's sort of coming out and clearing this way. Okay, which I'm hearing will clear the family lineage forward as well. All right, let's get some clarification on that to see if it's a specific situation or yeah. So I don't even need, because I just talked about that. Whenever I get this card, I always see this is the actual connection between two, but see how bright and glowing it is, and it's just I do feel like also all of the chakras are being affected. The root obviously is a big factor because it came up first, but with the Temperance card, I feel like all the chakras are aligning right now. And it could be some of you have had some kind of interaction with the other person and that would do that, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that's happening right now is happening in the ethereal realm. So when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping, daydreaming, when you're meditating, I just feel like there's a huge healing shift going on with the cords of attachment, not only between you and your twin, but your DNA lineage came up really strong. All right, what is the next step in the journey for the two of you? This could be blockages that need to be removed. So we have the cornucopia, we have wishes fulfilled. We have abundance, but I'm hearing believing that abundance is possible. Believing that abundance is possible. Let's get some clarification here. Oh my gosh, I can't even handle this. I don't even know if I need to pull anymore, but I better, because I'll go right off the rails with this for sure. Yeah. Okay, so we had the Four of Wands that came up. I have to breathe right now because I just love, not only do I love, the Four of Wands is all about union, okay? What I love about, it's just a beautiful card. And with the Wishes Fulfilled card, this is the next step in the journey. But this is why I pulled clarification, okay? Because as much as I want to tell you that this is some romance fairy tale, we know that's not how it works. I do see very clearly that a lot of you are going to be reconnecting, okay? You're going to be recommunicating, reconnecting. And I feel like for those of you who, I feel like what's going to happen is what I'm hearing and what I'm being shown is that this reconnection is going to happen. Okay, it's going to feel amazing and it's just going to feel so good. And then just like everything else, when we're higher vibrationally, all the low vibrational stuff likes to come up and out. I feel like the two of you are going to be faced. We have the the Devil, and we have the Six of Cups. So we have codependency, attachment, and we have nostalgia. So I feel like you're going to be faced with your attachment to things that you're still hanging on to from the past that need to be released. It's just going to be more prominent because you're going to be in each other's face. And it doesn't have to be things that happen between the two of you. It's going to be old patterns that you thought you dealt with, very much like Mercury retrograde or or Scorpio season, if you will. It's going to be very much, it's going to come up a lot, like over and over and over again. But the difference is that you're aware. The two of you are aware of this situation, and one of you, probably the divine feminine in the equation, if you will, and it's not gender based. It's just the one that woke up first, if you will, and has done a lot of spiritual work. It's probably going to be up to you to recognize when that's happening and create balance between the two of you. But there is a little bit of entrapment here. There is going to be it's almost like those things that we hang on to still, okay, they're attaching to us, so we need to help them release. So it's sort of just giving you a heads up that you are going to connect and it's going to be amazing. But you have to recognize that some things aren't going to go perfectly, and those things are going to bubble up because you're in each other's energetic space. Like the amplification of energy is just going to push and purge everything out. So it's sort of just a heads up for you to be mindful of that and really start practicing discernment, taking a step back, because it's so hard to do when you're in the middle of this, in the eye of the tornado, right? So it's to take a step back and see where it's coming from. And this is why a lot of the divine feminines are being pushed to understand their own energy, to understand who they are, and to do the work on themselves, so that when these things happen, they know, you can know instantly that it has nothing to do with you. There's no defensiveness. There's no need to, fight about it, because it's not about you. It's about what needs to be released. And until you can get real solid about who you are, and for some of you, I'm going to get into this in a second, but for some of you, you're going to have to learn that the hard way with your divine masculine. That's it. That's just what you signed up for. I don't envy that. I suspect I'm probably one of them to a degree, but I feel like the next step in the journey is to practice discernment, to practice so that you can prepare yourself to recognize when your ego steps forth. And I'm hearing that a lot of you are doing that as it is. Okay, you're already doing that, and that's confirmation, but it's just to keep doing that and keep being mindful of that. It doesn't have to be your masculine that does that to you. It could be another human being that's triggering something in you. Okay, and you get an opportunity to practice discernment instead of defensiveness. And that's going to prepare you for these moments that are going to happen when union happens, because we know it's going to happen. All right, so let's get some advice from the archangels before we end this video. And we're going to talk a little bit about the extended version while I'm shuffling these cards. The extended version for this video, we're going to talk about what is on the other person's mind, what they're feeling in their emotions, what are they currently dealing with in the 3D, how are they viewing you and the connection, how do they want to move forward with you, a near future outcome, and a message from their higher self. So it kind of just goes more, this is more about the two of you and kind of what's going on with you. The extended version is more about that. It is about the two of you, but it's more about what's going on with them right now. And again, the information is in the description box below. All right, let's see. Let's get some. Oh, I got a twofer. We'll take a twofer. Queen of Raphael, kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. And then we have the Ace of Michael, which is very much the Ace of Swords. A wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. Okay, so we very much talked a lot about this, guys. We talked about the shift in perspective in our connection with other people as well as our family members, okay, and how that's clearing up. We talked about how you're both following your heart instead of your head. We talked about how it's time to start clearing up communication issues with others, because communication issues stem from ego, right? We misinterpret what people mean and what they say because we're trying to defend ourselves before we've even responded. So I feel like this is going to help in many ways. It's going to help out this deception piece, and it's going to create balance. Trust your intuition. Trust and know that there are going to be bumps in the road, but you'll only be given bumps that you can handle. How about that? And the new idea part, I just feel like the new idea is that shift in perspective. It's a shift in your consciousness about how you are going to consciously choose how to react to something and how you're going to view and see something. All right, guys. I hope this has helped. Again, if you want to be notified when videos are posted, please hit the subscribe button and the bell beside that, because it activates the notification. You can follow me at Candy Wishman. I do daily messages for the collective. Again, if you want the extended version, you want to know more about what's going on with the other person, it's in the description box below. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing day.